Hello guys and welcome to another Q&A session hosted by SeedOn. Today we will be talking about the most common mistakes that crypto startups usually make when launching and how we can actually address those and come up with a solution for that. We have with us Roman today, which is the CEO and co-founder for Gagarin Launchpad and R Squad. So Roman, if you please can provide us an introduction for yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for a small introduction. My name is Roman Nguyen, and I'm a CDO and co-founder at Gagarin World and R Squad Blockchain Lab. First, I want to introduce Gagarin World. Gagarin World is an ecosystem which helps investors to earn money and helps crypto startups to successfully launch. We have in our ecosystem, we have, let's say, like three main directions. Of course, it's Launchpad. We provide IDO and INO services for projects. And we also have our incubation program, which consists of many services. And I think the most important part is our incubation tools. It's small and big products for crypto startups, which automates, like common activities of crypto startups. And of course, we provide additional services like market making, marketing, and so on. And we have a, let's say, big network of partners who help us with providing these services. And about our Squad Blockchain Lab, we are experienced blockchain development team, which was founded in, I think, 2015. We are working with a lot of blockchains, such as EVM, blockchains like Ethereum, Polygon, and so on. Yeah, we are working with Solana, we are working with Ton, and so on. And we are experts in DeFi, DEX building, lending buildings, and so on. We also know how to build DAO, and we just provide a software, a blockchain, let's say, development services. Thank you.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, glad to have you on board. As we also announced last week, on the 9th of December, we have also announced the partnership between SeedOn and Gagarin. So also expect great things coming up as well from that side. Yeah. So if you're also ready, we can just
Yeah, we're also wait for your product on our Launchpad.
Definitely. Sounds like great things are coming up. All right. So if you are ready, we can also start with the questions we had prepared for you, so we can talk about the most common issues that startups are facing. So as the first question, we can go with the following. So part of your activity, you work a lot with crypto startups, help them attract investments and successfully launch their token. Please tell us how things are now in the crypto startup market as a whole.
Okay. First of all, we need to understand that crypto startup market is directly related to the crypto market as a whole. And we all know that what is happening to it right now. But to answer the question more specifically, let's not touch on trading, farming, or the Bitcoin rate, but consider such aspects as attracting investments, listings, community buildings, and so on. So about situation in general, the volume of investments has decreased, of course, and it has become more difficult to raise funds with the help of VCs. But nevertheless, there is a community with the help of which you can still raise funds for the development of your project. There is also objectively a lot of scam on the market. Moreover, from all sides. I mean, both from side of projects and from sides of launchpads, advisors, exchanges, and other market participants. Often there are projects whose leaders not only don't have experience launching a crypto business. They don't understand how the blockchain in blockchain markets, or let's say crypto markets, work as a whole. Yeah, this is not bad, to be honest, since the market needs enthusiasts. But when a project doesn't know what awaits it, it often makes a lot of banal mistakes and spends time, money, or resources not on what they really need. Yeah, and as a result, the project meets a reality, fails its launch, and just disappears for market. Yeah, and no one has benefits from this. Neither project owners nor investors, nor the market as a whole. Everyone remains in red. And it's also important to understand that the crypto startups and the investment market has changed over the past year. A year or two ago, you could throw a pack of bucks, into absolutely any project at any stage of the development to get a big profit. Now everything is different. Projects are performing badly, launchpads refund funds, VCs don't invest, and so on. There has been a need to approach the issue of investments more consistently, which has led to the fact that investors of the last couple of years have become more cautious, having been burned into the bear market, and the new investors are generally distrustful of the market. I think, but overall, it's not bad in general as it might seem. Projects will always be launched and are being launched now. Yeah, and as I said, we have hundreds of projects in the sales funnel, in our launchpad. Yeah, and the market someday, I think, will recover.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I do believe that for now, the moments of hype and fear of missing out have sort of like faded, and now we should just more than ever should focus on utility and actually building something useful that is going to contribute to the community and to our users. So that's a very important thing, as you have already mentioned. So, all right, so in theory, this sounds great. But for the past couple of years, as you have mentioned, we have seen in the crypto space a lot of scam projects and rug pulls, and people can actually vanish and you can not find anything about them. But how can the risks of identifying a scam project and what is worth pissing about?
It's worse to being afraid of everything. It's more accurate to approach any issue with a fresh head and without emotions. More specifically, the danger really evades everywhere and everyone. For example, if you are a crypto startup, you interact with a huge number of counterparties like launchpads, exchanges, advisors, market makers, marketing partners, and so on. A common problem with all contractors is that they, that they may fail to fulfill their obligations and simply disappear. We are constantly faced with this, let's say every week. There are cases of dishonesty of our fellow launchpads when more tokens are poured into the market than they should have been. Naive projects transfer their tokens to launchpads. Launchpads sell them by dropping the rates, after which they carry out a full refund of funds, thereby destroying the projects on the listing. Another example that sometimes we see that exchanges scam projects, scam projects that are listed on them. They don't allow to start or withdraw start trading, so withdraw tokens, steal liquidity, and so on. There are a lot of cases. Also, advisors often disappear. They really promise a lot, but they are silent, do not get in touch. At the time of the listing of the project, they come for previously promised tokens, of course. Yeah, but I'm not sure that this is scam, but yeah.
Yeah.
One way or another, it's important to understand that not all of the above is not an example of a critical, let's say, scam. Yeah, there is a scam, and there is a mismatch of expectations. It's very important to correctly assess the risks of your actions. For example, an unsuccessful purchase of advertising will not have such a such an effect on a crypto project as a transfer in a significant part of your tokens to bad counterparty, for example, Launchpad or exchange. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Indeed, yeah, it's a different having something as a scam and as mismatch of expectations. And I think that's also something that should also be communicated to the community as part of the transparency of the product. So I think that the team should always be transparent and provide information in regard to that to their community, even though that something bad might have happened or a delay might have occurred, they will certainly understand. And how can you actually have this avoided, and how can people stay away from this type of scams?
To be honest, there is no universal solutions. I think that first of all, you need to work only with trusted counterparties who have real cases, and not be fooled by the promise of mountains of gold. Yeah, just because free cheese is only in a mouse trap. Yeah. It's also important to control your token, keep track of vesting and its volume, check smart contracts of vestings, and so on. It also may be worth working with a launch service aggregators. There are many companies, companies that either themselves provide a full range of services necessary for a project to successfully launch, or have a network of trusted contractors. For example, at Gagarin, we began to provide such services after we saw that projects really needed help. More than 100 projects have already passed through us, and we are trying to help everyone, not only with the IDO or INO. Yeah, we have a large number of partners with whom we have been working for a long time. They close everything from market making to marketing and software development. And moreover, we are currently working on, as I said, on automating, most typical activities. So in general, that sometimes it's worth to looking for companies that have a full range of services, and I think most importantly, a proven track record of working with crypto startups and launches in general. Yes, I think one more thing, list only on the DEX. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's true. That's because on DEXs you have actually control over the liquidity, and you can actually manage it yourself. You don't have to rely on some third party to take care of your funds.
Moreover, you don't need to trust someone. You need only to trust smart contracts. You can predict how it will be. As much liquidity you provide, as much liquidity you will get, or something like that. And there will no issues with withdrawings and so on. So I think the DEX is a solution. Yeah.
Great. I also agree with that. So you said that due to the fact of a decrease in the investment activity of funds, you can try to collect money from the community. How is that?
Now, in fact, we ourselves faced this problem. Our launch took place in the first quarter of 2022, when the market was no longer in good conditions. We went to the funds a lot and knocked on the closed doors. But one way or another, we developed our product, built our project, let's say, built our community, and when the first IDO passed, we saw that our community was ready to invest. And we thought, so why don't we try to collect our private round among them? And quite quickly we made something like a fundraising form and posted it on our landing, or let's say on our portal. This led to completely unexpected results. Yeah, in the first months we raised a significant amount in our private round with the community without the support of funds. And it seems that in the current realities, this is almost the only way if you are not a tier 1 project. It's clear that, for example, let's say Aptus, is doing well with funds, but what to do if you are smaller than Aptus, So in my opinion, gathering with the community is definitely a good way from all points of view. It's all of the project to get closer to the people who believe in it. The project can, for example, release a program to motivate early investors even before listing, organize something like DAO, and build a project together with its users. Moreover, despite the fact that the investments are small, not hundreds of $1,000s, as a fund can contribute, but simply hundreds, from real people. The plus is that the tokens will fall into the hands of your real users who have followed your project and will probably use it. And I think it's a big benefit that tokens not in the hands of venture capitalists who will 100% merge them into the market. And as I said above, for example, we automate this process for startups. We have our story, let's say we have our case. So we decided to automate this process, and as a part of our incubation program, our incubation tools line, we developed a small product that we call fundraising tool. It's an embedded form for collecting investments from the community. This is our personal experience translated into a small product for crypto startups. The project just need to register in our system, embed the form anywhere on their website, and start raising fund. I don't know what's more, it costs nothing. By the way, projects write such a system their own. And to be honest, I don't understand why, since there are already a dozen providers of a typical white label solutions on the market. I think, I mean, it's,
All right, sounds good. I definitely agree with you. I think that this is the main difference between real life startups and crypto space startups, because the crypto space is actually community oriented. People are getting involved directly into the project, and as you have already mentioned, the difference between a VC having the tokens and then making those as a huge into the market. Retail investors actually have hope and they actually believe in the product itself, and they can actually contribute themselves to the marketing itself, so they can actually promote it, share with their friends, try to go other groups and write about it. So that's indeed a great advantage for the industry.
So by the way, Gagarin community, we can continue.
That's great. Definitely, and for SeedOn community as well, right? Because we love both of them. All right, so you have talked about unexperienced owners and how they actually waste their resources. Can this be an issue in regard to the success of a startup?
Certainly, I think this is a point. Like write everything yourself, do everything yourself. There are often harmful ambitions of beginning managers. Yeah, all projects follow the same way. They collect investments, list, distribute tokens, and so on. Everyone peeps at each other and comes to the launchpad, but no one tries to, write their own launchpad or blockchain purely for themselves. So why then does everyone invent their own bicycle on standard processes like private fundraising? Yeah. But when the projects come to us, for example, we always advise them to focus on their idea and not waste time on typical activities. In our incubation tools line, for example, it's planned not only fundraising tool, of course, but also a tool for distribution of tokens, claiming portal, and a tool for creating, and customizing staking pools. All of them are built in. You just take, all of them are embedded, yeah, and you just take it, paste in your site, and use it. You don't need to waste time. As for me, it's better for programmer to write a more secure smart contracts or new feature, and the designer, let's say, to make a couple of illustrations, than to develop solutions for which there are many, on the market, and they are almost free. So I think owners or young managers must concentrate on their idea and not on development some stuff that they don't need to develop just because blockchain market grows and there are a lot of services or white label solutions which cost really less, just because you will develop something for 1 or 2 months, you can calculate salary, and versus let's say $1,000 per white label solution, or okay, 5,000, 10,000, okay, but now developers is much more expensive than white labels or services.
That's right, yeah. And also the white label, you can have it the next day. As you have mentioned, you have to waste a couple of months to build it. So that's indeed something that people should look into. And indeed, I also had the same thing. I have to admit at the beginning, I wanted to do everything myself because I said that, right? So why just spend money and time on building, actually on purchasing some white label solution when I can actually have it myself? But indeed, that's a waste of time. And as you have mentioned, you can actually focus on your product rather than wasting practically resources and time for that. All right. So after all, how have the IDOs changed in the last year, and how has actually the overall market situation affected your operations?
Oh, I think that the biggest change in IDO is that IDO has moved from being a fundraising, let's say, tool or instrument to being more a, let's say, marketing tool. Yeah, in principle, we came to where we started when IDO was about guaranteeing liquidity and the uniqueness of participants. Now many projects that cannot collect a private round think that they, by running around on launchpads, will raise necessary funds for the development of projects. But it turns out quite differently. Maybe half a year ago it would have worked, but now, having launched on the large number of launchpads, you will not only you will only be left without your pants. You still won't get a penny. Yeah. Since any launchpads now has a program of refunds or program of investors protection, which is tied to the price, project token, and liquidity volume. And this is probably the key change that launchpads, including us, of course, began to take care of the safety of investors' funds. Which doesn't allow projects to treat IDO as a way to raise funds. Yeah. In other words, now IDO is more of a cost than an income. Yeah. So IDO is a way to scatter tokens in a small volume into a large number of hands of ordinary users to get coverage. Moreover, the listing itself now different. Yeah, projects need to correctly calculate their tokenomics, monitor the exchange rate of their own tokens, and determine project work plans. Then IDO will also be a tool for raising money. The time for giant access is over. Access on the listing were previously due to hype and a large amount of free money in the market. Now many investors, therefore all access are obtained.
Right, so sorry, a bit of a technical issue, I think, with internet connection. So I was saying about the fact that we're not going to see a lot of X's anymore, because right now the things have changed and we are just distributing the tokens in the hands of many people rather than having it otherwise. So that's where we actually left off.
Yeah, therefore, I want to say that therefore all access are obtained from the project budget. But due to the lack of investments, it's better for the project to give fewer access funds for further development than to participate in the all-time high race and dive for the market in a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I want to just add that in general, to be honest, our conversation turned out to be very narrow. We are talking only about the present and the future of startups, but I want to talk about the real present, and the real future as a whole. Yeah, I think it would be a little bit interesting. Still, besides the fact that we have Launchpad. I am also CDO of our squad Blockchain Lab, yeah, and we are developed on different blockchains. And I would like to add a couple of cents, a couple of pennies, let's say, where the market is heading from a technical point of view. And it seems to me that now we are at the next round of blockchain re-understanding, which started with the release of, let's say, fifth generation of blockchains. This year, a number of blockchains were launched or will be launched, such as Sui, Aptos, Fuel, and a few years ago, Ton, was launched. So new features have appeared that allow blockchain to be faster, scalable, and secure. And this is both about the architecture of blockchains in general and about technologies that change existing blockchains, such as SNARKs, BLS, or zero-proof solutions that are embedded everywhere. Yeah, and it is clear now that now all these doesn't have a mass adoption because it's technologically difficult. There are no ready-made solutions. There is no code base. There are like no out-of-the-box solutions and so on. But in fact, there are many reasons, both technical, organizational and legal. Yeah, but we are still moving towards to a change in the technological paradigm, change in the main technological platform, let's say. In any case, it will be changed either by new blockchains or by changing old blockchains. Yeah, since the vector for reducing the finality, the vector for zero proof, so the vector for increasing scalability has already been set. And the key question is whether this will lead the market to the fact that EVM compatible blockchains will win or new technologies will come. And the current situation on the market as a whole is a conditional reshuffle of forces. It can build open doors for new technologies that are sure to come. More precisely, they have already arrived. But it's not clear on what platform. And I think we will now observe the growth of technologies in these areas, and life will be clearly interesting and fun.
That's right. That's right. Really sounds great, and we're looking forward to actually have those changes visible and seen in the years to come in the sector. So that's something very exciting to be looking forward to. What would be 5 pieces of advice that you can actually provide to crypto startups owners in order to not actually fail in the first days?
You said 5, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try. Okay, first, take care of your community. To be honest, they are only people who are really interested in your success. Yeah. Second one, let be like, don't develop yourself what has already been developed before you. Evaluate the development costs, possible risk regarding the price of services and white label solutions. Third, let's say that work only with trusted counterparties, yeah, contact service aggregators, and let's say work with advisors, yeah. And I think fourth advice will be, about IDO in general. I think that I want to say that IDO is now more about marketing. Yeah, and if you want to use IDO in the current market, this means to attract investments, and then review your tokenomics in favor of creating a shortage of project tokens on the listing. I think reduce a reasonable number of venues for IDO. Give less access, yeah, to the project budget in favor of maintaining the cost of distance. Yeah, offer the market models for monetization of your project and the utility of tokens, which reduce the price pressure on the token rate. Yeah. And I think pay more attention to the product. The bear market increase the requirements for products, yeah, when entering the market. So about fourth advice, let's say play for a long time, yeah. And fifth and last, yeah, let's say what can be last? Of course, list on the DEX. Yeah. I think it's the best advice that I can do.
That's true. Because it was the last one that's gonna stick there. So that's a great advice, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is it for this Q&A session. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your answers and for the tips for having a successful crypto startup. And yeah, thank you for your time. I hope it was a pleasure for you as well. It was definitely for us a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to conclude with the session, and just wanted to thank everybody for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please put those into the comment section for the YouTube video, also in the Telegram community for SeedOn and Gagarin World. Thank you for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe, and looking forward for the next session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.